Alright, something I've seen in the news um, that aggravates me. Entitlement. Reparations. Okay? Um, for a lot of years, in a video I just recorded, whether it comes out in that order or not, for a lot of years, I felt entitled because I was a flood victim, severe flood victim from 93, Great Mississippi Great Flood of 93. People made a big to do for in the year afterwards at the school I was at. They kind of made a big to do, and I felt like I was kind of entitled. Held that entitlement for a long time. It's not good. Anybody give me reparations? No. What would be reparations to that? But now, slavery. Reparations for slavery. All right. BET. The founder, CEO, whatever he is. BET. I saw this video. He wants the government to give $14 trillion to, it's like 700 and some thousand dollars, reparation to all the African Americans that are descended from slaves. The way he figures it's somewhere around 14 trillion with a T. Okay, I have issues with that. Now, talk about slavery for a minute. It's bad. It always is. All right? I'm not saying nothing about any kind of good parts of slavery because there ain't. People that own slaves or may own slaves now are trash. I mean, the worse than the bubble gum on the bottom of your shoe, worse than the white speck on top of chicken poop. Trash. All right? Say that now. All right? You got it? Let's continue. Slaves. You don't hear the people from all over the world that has ever had descendants of slaves for the Roman Empire, the pharaohs, the all that. You don't hear none of them talk about we want reparations, do you? Look all the way back in biblical times. Look all the way back to the Old Testament story of Moses. All right, even before him, Jews were slaves to the pharaohs. All right, or the Israelites, or whatever. Okay, slaves. They had slaves. Built the pyramids. Slave labor. All right, you don't hear none of them uh, Jews talking about wanting now. You don't hear none of them Jews talking about wanting reparations for their kinfolk from way back when, from Egypt. Do you? No. They forgive but didn't forget. Fast forward. Roman Empire. Romans came into an area, boom, slaves. The ones that didn't become slaves became either military, forced, or became Romans, but they also still had to pay severe taxes to the Romans, even though they may or may not have been Romans, but they were under the Roman Empire. All right, you don't hear Germans, and you don't hear Spanish, French, whatever, wherever the Roman Empire went. You don't hear none of them people talk about reparations. Reparations. They were oppressed worse than the slaves. Because if they didn't like you, they threw you in the Colosseum, fed you to animals, kill you on the spot. Let's fast forward a little farther. World War II. Adolf Hitler, Germany. I'm German descent, but I'm not giving any reparations. But let's talk about that real quick. Germans go into France. They take slaves. They take Jews. They take all these others. Look at how many people they killed. Slave labor and then kill them. Kill them. Put them in gas chambers. Put them in, burn them alive. Whatever, however they did all that. Look it up in history. You don't hear them people talking about wanting reparations. All they wanted was their damn land back and their freedom. All right? Backtrack a little bit here now to the black slaves that came from Africa to this country. George Washington had slaves. Everybody had slaves. The country was built with slave labor, just like every other empire, country, republic. Russians did the same daggone thing too. Alright? The only people I ever hear about, history and now, wanting reparations for something that happened and ended over 200 years ago, or right at, 140 some years ago or so, is the black folk. I have no problem with you black folk, alright? Some of you black folk are just the best people I ever seen in the world. Some of the best workers. Alright? And then there's other ones that aren't. Just like the white folk. Some of them are the best people in the world, and some of them ain't worth a shit. And I'm saying that about my own Caucasian race. But think about that for a minute. If any one of my descendants, however that works, way back down in my history, if any of them owned slaves, you want me to pay you? Think about that. You want the U.S. government out of Washington, D.C. to pay reparations to the black man when they are the ones who fought for your freedom and abolished slavery. It's called Civil War. The American Civil War. Look it up. Abraham Lincoln. Ulysses S. Grant. Look them two up. Learn their history. The real history. Look at their political affiliation. Look at all that stuff. Learn your history, people. Learn the real history. Not this shit they teach in college or high school. That the white man was oppressive. Did we oppress the Indians when we first came over here? No, we tried to make friends. Plymouth Rock. Story of Pocahontas. Look it up. People just jump. They listen to all these other people and they don't do any research about it. Look it up. Learn it. Learn your history. You're an American. You're not an African American. You're an American. I'm an American. I'm not a German American. I'm not a Czechoslovakian American. I'm an American. What gives you the right to say you're a African American? You're an American. Simple as that. Were you born here? How many generations of your family was born here? You want reparations for being an American? Well, then give me reparations too. Reparations, the stupidest damn thing I ever heard. Anyway, y'all take it easy. That guy from BET, he needs to get his head screwed on straight. Maybe he could give some money to the black folk. No, I'm not saying through BLM, because that's the biggest money laundering, useless organization out there. Actually go out, like the Joker did in the Batman movie with Michael Keaton, and throw money out to get everybody there. Just throw it out. Why don't he mail and all these other rich black folk, Americans, black Americans, why don't they get the mailing address for all the people of color in their 200-mile radius and send them $100 check each? There's your reparations. You want this spread the wealth crap? There you go. Start doing it. Lead by example. Anyway, yeah. It's a hot topic for me. I gotta get over this. So, anyway, y'all take it easy. Have a good one. Bye.